Okay, let's have a look at the USD CAD. A is at 1.0360. The B is at 98. Oh, 98. Why is that slightly out? Is at 98.57. Retracement up to 38.2. This was the main uptrend line we were watching. It broke, and of course it gave us a little bit of a twin peak reversal trade because this was your baseline right here. This was the uptrend line right here. Broke the trend line, broke the baseline, retraced was 61.8. Then we thought, great, we're going to see this fall. Look at this fall. This is going to be a beautiful fall towards 1.618. But then what did we see? We saw this retracement up to this area right here. And at the moment, we're now bouncing on the back of this trend line. Now, what we need to do is we now need to wait and see what's going to happen, because this is going to be the point of reference right here that we need to watch. So let's take a look at the smaller time frames. Let's take a look at the 4 hour. And by the way, what we also said here was we were also out of sync again, because on the USD CAD we've got a down AB. On the 4 hour, we've got this up AB. On the 1 hour, we've got this down AB now back in sync, of course. But the 4 hour, now it's back in sync, of course. But the 4 hour is still an up AB. What we want to see is this A taken out. So we've got the daily, 4 hour, and the 1 hour all in sync, all showing short. But let's move to the here and now, because what we did talk about was we had this downtrend line. And what we did say was if you break above this downtrend line, you're moving into the buy zone. And potentially what's it going to do? It's going to move to the main downtrend line, this point of reference. And that's exactly what it did. So back to the daily, we were talking about this has been an inner trend line right here. So we'd have seen an inner trend line. If we'd have drawn this in, we have this trend line sort of here. That was the inner trend line there. And then we moved to the 4 hour. We drew the inner trend line in, which is this. And we said, right, bit of caution now, because if it breaks above, we're in the buy zone. And potentially what you're going to do, you're going to see a move to the outer trend line. That's exactly what we saw. And this was a really fast and furious move. So if we take a look at the 1 hour, first of all, the A is at 99.42. And the B is at... Why have I lost that? Let's have a look at this a second. That back in, and the B is at 98.55 area. Okay, so watch, look what's happened. Look, A to B swing. Then of course we saw this move. This was the inner trend line that we drew. Look, this was the inner trend line. So let's zoom out a little bit here. This was the inner trend line. Back to the 4 hour. Look, inner trend line. Back to the 1 hour. Inner trend line. Broke the inner trend line. Just let's take a look, and then of course it moved towards its outer trend line. So inner trend line break, move to the outer trend line. Just let me tidy this up a little bit right here, look, because it's in a bit untidy now. I'm trying to follow too many things here. So we've seen this in the trend line. It's broke and it's moved to the outer trend line, just like we were saying it potentially would. Let's get rid of some of this and make it a little bit more tidy, because it really is a bit untidy at the moment. So here we go. So here we're at the here and now. So what we've got is this fast and furious move. And again, I don't like drawing a trend line here. Why don't I? It's too steep, far too steep. What you're going to do is just wait and see. Is this the battle? Two pin bars, tweezer tops right here, right at the back of this downtrend line. It would indicate that potentially what we're going to do is we are going to move back down towards this point of reference right here. So what we've also got as well, folks, is AB, broke the AB. So what have we done? We've started a new up AB. So our new AB is first to the point, there would be right there, to the left, two to the right. Deepest part, 38.2. There we go. So let's move this new one right here. Now I'm just going to check this, because we've got a low point right here. Zoom in a little bit more so we're a little bit closer. So this is a low point of 98.30. This is a 98.30. So this here and this here, they're identical. But what does this give us right here? 98.30.06. So this is a fraction of a pip higher. So this is an AB retracement. So now what we're looking for, deepest part of the retracement to the 1.18. There she blows. It just goes through the 1.27. So that's the latest swing. Let's zoom out a little bit here. Deepest part, 61.8. And there we go. There's a new AB swing look. So once again, proof of the pudding. That's your new AB swing. we form the new swing, we hit the extension. What does it start to do? Starts to retrace. Always watch out for this, folks. Now, of course, what we've got is we've got a buy zone and sell zone. At the moment, I'm going to leave them here because I don't like to draw in this uptrend line. You can draw it in if you wish to draw it in because, you know, that's where it is at the moment. So if you want to use that buy zone, move into this area here. Below this will be the sell zone. Zoom back out because I want my ABs. Let's grab these two ABs. So A and B. There's your AB swing. Okay. So buy zone and sell zone. So if we move into this area here, we're into the sell zone, which means we're going to make a move towards this main uptrend line. Once again, something you can watch. And once again, if you move on to the smaller time frame, the 15 minutes, here we have, let's draw in this trend line here, look. Okay, and let's draw in an inner trend line. You can also draw in this inner trend line if you wanted to potentially draw that in. Not a great trend line, says it's too steep for me. But you can see we've broken into this area here, so potentially it will move to this outer trend line as well. You can also use those smaller time frames if you want to do that. Let's move on. Okay, then we've got CHF, USD CHF. A is at 85.66. The B is at 97.71. Okay, we have this uptrend line that we were watching. We were looking for potential break because we've got this new AB swing potential break. What happened? We started to see the break, and we have this downtrend line with this AB swing. So we have this AB swing here. Just let me put this back on. I don't know what's happened to that. Let me put this little AB swing on right there anyway. I'm not sure if that was the actual swing, actually. I'll have a look. Actually, let's have a quick look now. Let's see if that is the actual AB swing. Because we're looking at this subswing. So A to B, retracement, A to B. There we blow. Delete that. Retracement. Let's take it from this retracement to here. Delete. Up to the 61.8. Extension, we haven't got it yet, so delete. So in actual fact, this is your subswing. Thought that didn't look right. There's your subswing. It was heading for the 61.0, 1.618. But then, of course, we have this downtrend line, and we broke into the buy zone, okay? So what we were saying was we had this up AB swing. We had the retracement. We're looking for the long potential because we're overall long on the daily. So we needed to break this downtrend line into the buy zone. We've done that. So now let's take a look at the smaller time frames. You've got the up AB. A is at 91.09. B is at 93.31. Now, what we've had a new AB swing. We haven't had much of a retracement, okay? So potentially, what we could see here is we could see a fall down towards this downtrend line. So moving back to the daily, we could see a test of. What we need to be looking for, potential test of, look at that, a bit of a pin bar as well, a bit of a test of this, and then we may see this continuation long. We'll be able to put in a nice uptrend line as well. There we go. So what we need to now on the small time is look for our signal. So if we get a retracement, a test of this area, we could look to join a downtrend line, and we could do that on the 1 hour. So if we move to the 1 hour, first of all, A is at 92.16 and the B is at 93.31. And this here, look, you can see we have this inner trend line. We've broken the inner trend line. And let's just adjust this actually, because that was an adjustment there. Look how we broke through, came back to test the back of this trend line here. And now are we going to see a potential fall? Well, we'll have to wait and see. But if we now start getting to see this fall, look. So let's have a, oops, just a second. If we get to see this. Let's see, we get to start seeing this area here. What we can do is we can draw in our downtrend line. And of course, this is the main downtrend line that we were looking at on the daily and the 4 hour. If we then bounce and break above from this area into this area, look for a test potentially and a move long, that will give us some confirmation that we can start looking for a long trade. So all it's doing is it's using what we've got, the time frames that we've got available to us, okay? Let's take a look now then at the next one. Okay, USD JPY. Well, it's been some move. A, 94 97, B 76.29. This is the retracement that we've been following. I don't know how long it is I've been saying, well, I'm expecting some sort of retracement, but we're simply not getting that retracement. We really are not getting the retracement, okay? It's just relentlessly going long. I still expect some sort of retracement at some point in time. I expect it to break this inner trend line and move into the sell zone. Oh, actual fact, sorry about that. So let me move this back because I actually was having a look at a different time frame. So the A, 94.97, B is 76.29. This is the retracement. So let's zoom back into this here and now for a little bit. And you can see that this is the inner trend line. That's better. What I had done, folks, I'd moved to a higher time frame. I was looking at a higher time frame and not moved it back down. So we've got this up A, B subswing. This is the inner trend line. And I still expect some sort of move from this buy zone area here into the sell zone area. And just let me zoom out and pull this in. There we go. So I expect at some point, I still expect this retracement, but we're just not getting it. It seems to be quite relentless. It seems to just be moving higher and higher and higher. Using the 4 hour, you got the A at 85.64 and the B is at 89.32 up A, B swing. Okay, so it's an A, B swing, but remember on this daily, just look at this. This is just absolutely unbelievable. It's a really big swing, of course. Let's have a look at this. This is your A-B swing, still a big swing. How many pips is in this swing? Look at this, 1,800 pips, nearly 1,900 pips in that swing. But anyway, back to the 4 hour, A-B. What we can also do is we can start looking at drawing in an inner trend line, but we'll do that on the smaller time frames. So A-B, and just say we're expecting, or I'm expecting, some sort of retracement back towards this main uptrend line. If we take a look at the 1 hour, this is the 1 hour here. You had your A, B, a new A, B swing. So the A is at 86.82, B is at 89.43. Look at this inner trend line that we had drawn, broke the inner trend line. What did it do? Move to the outer trend line. Then we're drawing this downtrend line. We waited for the break above it. We saw there were going to potential bounce. Look at this pin bar. And this is everything that I'm talking about, just reiterating all this. It moved from the inner trend line, broke the inner trend line, moved to the outer trend line. Then look what happened. Look at this pin bar. Lovely pin bar formed right here. So this is the pin bar. We had this downtrend line that we drew. It broke above it. It came back down to test, or moved to test, so it broke through it, tested it, then off it took, and of course it continued long. So all we need to do is, if I just zoom back out again, let's get rid of this. Don't need it anymore. Let's get rid of this. We don't need that anymore. What we can do is we can put in this inner trend line here. And look, once again, we've actually broken that. So if we zoom in, this is the inner trend line. It's broken, but it's moving away. It's moving sideways. What is it doing once again? What have we got? Let's remember, this is the 1 hour. What have we got here? We've got a little bit of consolidation once again. So a little bit of caution now, a little bit of consolidation, okay? It can easily take out this high point right here. Easily take out this high point. So be very, very careful. This could continue along for a little bit longer. What I would have liked to see is something definite. And look at these pin bars. Just look at all these pins everywhere. Pin bar long, pin bar short. Confusion in the market, indecision in the market. To me, that tells me to stay away, okay? So that's the roundup for this week. Now, it's not really been a great roundup in my opinion. It's bitty, it's long, it's short. We've got out of sync daily, 4 hour, 1 hour. You know, really what we need to do is just need to sort of sit down. We need to relax. I've got a message from one of our members. Now I'm not going to mention his name, but if he doesn't mind me maybe mentioning his name, then just send me a little message. It was telling me that what he'd done is now he's gone live with trading, is trading with money, and he made a good few pips. As I say, you're going to know who you are. The trader, he sent me a message. He said, went live for the first time on the 13th. He made 250 pips up to Wednesday without a single loss, so congratulations. Now, these are sort of things that are great to talk about. As well as you start making some trades, please start putting them in the, in the forum so we can all take a look at these. You know, it's not for criticism, it's for us all to build and grow together, of course. But then what he did say was, he then went back into the trader bug, or as he called it, he slipped back into his trader bug and proceeded to lose everything he touched. So he sat himself down on Thursday night, had a good talking to himself, and then of course came back into Friday. He gained pips on Friday, made another 60 pips, so effectively he ended up 160 pips up for the week. Live trading, very impressive, extremely good. Congratulations. As I say, if you don't mind me mentioning your name, just let me know. But that's just a great performance. Really well done. I think it's just absolutely superb. But what he did do, he started maybe over trading. Bad move, okay? If you're 250 pips up for the week, folks, be very selective now. Don't overtrade. Overtrading will kill your account, okay? As it will kill your account as much as just willy-nilly throwing yourselves into trades, not having a plan, not trading your plan. Just be a little bit careful. Take your time, okay? But once again, congratulations to that trader. And once again, folks, if I could urge you, let's get some more charts in that forum and let's start talking about some of the trades that we're talking about looking to take, okay? Because unless you put something up there, I can't make comment and I can't help you out. But if you put something up there, it means I can make some comments about your trading, and it means other members can come on and make their decision as well. Okay, thank you very much. I'll catch you later.